Alright, I got a little bit different video for you today. It's going to be a little bit of a series. I like to either raise or hunt for as much of my meat as I can. One of the things I do every year is raise some meat birds, chickens, outside. Try to get them on the grass as much as I can. They're not cooped up in a barn so much. But just to have some meat that I raise myself, I know where it comes from, I put it in the freezer. And 8 to 10 chickens a year, along with the venison and the wild pork, typically is enough to get me through. Honestly, I either raise or shoot 85 to 90% of my meat. So, that said, I got these little cuties yesterday. So that is 8 Cornish rock crosses. I just got them at Tractor Supply. Something to keep an eye on if you get your chicks at Tractor Supply or a local farm store or something like that. Once they have them for about a week, they go on sale. So I'm not even sure what these normally cost at regular price, but I got them for $1.50 a piece, which is, I'm pretty sure that's less than half what their regular price is. So that also means I don't have to feed them for another week. So these Cornish rock crosses typically only takes them 8 weeks to go from chicks to in the freezer. So these might be it might be as close as 7 weeks away from butchering, which I'll do a video every week to show you what they look like. But they grow incredibly fast. Normally I don't have them inside at all. Last night and this morning it was in the 40s and the wind was blowing about 45 miles an hour, so maybe I'm getting soft, but I let them stay in the house last night today, and I'll put them outside in their outside pen tomorrow after I get off of work. So I have an outside pen that I move around. We would call them chicken tractors. It's just a mobile pen that you can move around to different areas of the grass every day. Initially they'll all go in one. It's about a 6x4 pen, and it's got a metal roof, and I just put tarps on the sides to shield them from wind or sun, and move that around as required. I will give them their heat lamp out there for a couple weeks. In general, they tell you that to keep a heat lamp on them for the first 10 days. It's May, so it still gets a little bit chilly here at night, so they probably could be fine without it, but they seem to enjoy it so much, so I'll let them have that for at least another week, probably another week and a half. And I'm going to keep a running total of costs throughout this so I can understand everything that I put into it, and we'll see how many pounds of meat or chicken we get out of these, and see how that compares to store-bought chicken. But just my rough calculations from previous years, it's not necessarily cheaper than store-bought chicken, but the key for me is I know where everything came from here. I know what went into these birds, I know how they were treated. It's just cooler to know where your food comes from, so that's what I appreciate about it. Alright, so the food costs, so the total cost to start with, and I'll do a running total throughout every video. We have $12 for the chicks themselves, and it was $8.50 for this bag of chicken feed. all settled into their outside cage. You see I got the heat lamp up there. I will make sure that I put tarps over them. I already checked the ground to make sure there's no places where a raccoon could reach underneath and snatch them, because I've had them do that before. But for the first week or so, I will wrap them up really tight at night with tarps, somewhat to block the wind, keep it a little warmer in there at night. But with the heat lamp, they're plenty comfortable enough out here, and the weather's not supposed to be too awful cold for the next week or so. So there we go. I'll keep them in this area kind of near the house where I can have the heat lamp on them for the first week or so, and then once I can turn that off and untether them, I'll move them all over the place and get them as much fresh grass as I can. That is a 4x6 cage. I have another one, so when they get a little bigger, I put the two back to back, and it works out perfect. Last year I had 10 that I raised in the two cages. They were fine. It was a little more crowded than I would like them to be when they got large. So that's why I cut back to 8 for this year. And I still have quite a bit of chicken in the freezer, so 8 should be plenty for this year. Alright, we'll give you updates week to week and show you how they grow. Thanks for watching.